Hello and welcome. My name is Esther. I am an artist, spiritualist, healer. I do many things, primarily in person. However, this is just another way that I like to remind you, if you found this and resonate with it, that you are needed and you're valuable and you understand the miraculous nature of whom you are, and you're on a journey to better yourself, to retrust yourself, to reattain inner self-love and acceptance, growth, transformation, and you're on a path of choosing better for the self, and that is admirable and it's needed in the world. So if you found this message, then you may resonate with this collective energy and be on the same wave and find that it does intercorrelate into your personal life, because you are with the rising of coming back to a heart-centered way of living and a way of being. And I thank you for that because you choosing the best and highest for you ultimately means the best and highest for everything else around you. So yeah, your highest good is the highest good of all, naturally. So today I was just thinking, collective, I wanted to check your hopes and your fears and kind of see what comes through in the cards. So we'll look at what your hopes are, what your fears are, and then advice for both. So in regards to fears, we'll look at how to overcome it, how you're moving past it, kind of thing, and then with your hopes, how you obtain it, and any advice from spirit in regards to that. So especially if you are starting something new, like an entrepreneurship or stepping into your gifts, really trusting your path, then this may be perfect for you. So let's see here. We'll take from this. Yeah, the Earth, Sacred Earth Oracle. Sacred Earth Oracle will look for hopes and fears. And let's see what comes through. So, also sending you all so much love. Northern Hemisphere in the winter, Southern Hemisphere in the spring. Okay, hopes. And fears. Okay. Interesting. All right, collective. For hopes, you got stretch. So perhaps your hopes are that your gifts will hold a far reach. Perhaps you are more on a journeying into helping the collective on a grand and global scale. That may even be online, or it may be that you're deciding to work around the world in many communities, many cultures, and you're kind of choosing more of a nomadic lifestyle, that which allows you freedom and to decide where you want to explore, where you want to go, where you want to share your magic. And you could also be doing that dually, both in person as well as online. And because that's also wonderful. That allows your reach and your gifts to go that much further. So I think your hopes, collective, are that you're able to stretch your colors and your vibrancy, your magic in all over the place, like in far places, to have an expansive reach, to really make an impact. Your wish is to truly leave behind an imprint, an impact for the better. And that's great, that's wonderful, and please do. You know, the world needs you and your light is needed. So that's a fabulous for the hopes. And then for the fears, you actually got time. So perhaps you're feeling like you are behind, or that you should be further ahead in life. Perhaps you have had periods in your life where you felt really alone and you didn't feel like you fit or you fit in, and you feel like I'm behind and looking at time and seeing where others are around you and just saying, why am I so different? And why can't I connect into this typical like 9 to 5 and everything else? Well, that's because you were meant to stand tall and stand out in your uniqueness, in your gifts, because you're one of the change makers. And the change makers are not meant to be molded to the old paradigm. They're actually meant to break beyond it, to show the way beyond it. And that's why your uniqueness couldn't fit there, because it never belonged there. It was never a part of your soul destiny. Your soul destiny was to shine in your brilliance and in your light and your uniqueness, to be a way shower and a change maker for the better, and to help others understand their magic, their authenticity, their truth. And that's wonderful. Look at that, the sun just shone right through. It was just pouring rain, so this is amazing. So that's very much a confirmation. You are on time. You don't have to worry. This is actually a gift, and it always was in divine timing. You're perfectly on time, because everything that you've already gone through is necessary to grow you into whom you are right now. That's why you are the way you are. That's why you understand so much, and you've learned so much. You've obtained such a strength and a resilience because of everything you've been through. And it has become your wisdom as well, and your personal power, your personal integrity, your personal authority and worth. You're perfectly on time. You've got the balance of the sun and the moon. This means the unfolding. You're trusting in the flow. You're allowing natural divine timing to be an unfolding and the birthing of all your gifts. And everything's happening perfectly on time. There's also a lot speeding up and pouring in, because this is a balance of light and dark, night and day. It's you honoring the balance of whom you are and really stepping forth. So your fears are ultimately to just put in more nourishment and love into understanding who you are, and invest in yourself, right? Robert Sharma said, investing in yourself is the best investment you'll ever make. I love that quote, and I believe I'm paraphrasing, but the thing is, collective, your fears based around time can be let go of, and that's very clear. You'll be able to overcome that because you're on a journey of inner exploration, inner discovery, and really holding bravery to shine your authentic self to the world, to hold the courage to show up in all of your glory, to allow yourself to lead a good life and take a chance on yourself. So that's where your hopes are, in the stretching, right? In having a far reach, in being expansive in your own right, in your own life, with your own interests, desires, magic, and gifts. Everyone is gifted in different ways. They're all equally important, valued, and needed. The more of us that step into whom we really are, the better. That's what holds a domino effect for others to be able to do the same. Just step into your light, step into your authenticity, step into your magic, because this is your life. You're meant to lead it how you wish. You're meant to lead it for you, so that you have more than enough to overpour, and then in tandem more than enough to receive. It's a win-win. So let's put some tarot on this. We'll start with the fears, actually, collective, and get advice on the fears first. Then we'll go into advice on what you're stepping into. This feels very career related because it's very much soul work. It's about shining your authenticity, which means whom you are in the world, which will translate into your work, your calling, your joy, right? So however that's colored, I feel like this is more about self-expression. So because it's about self-expression, and all the elements of you too, right? Time has a lot to do with all sides of you. There's also a baby here, a child, and then the grandmother. It's like, and the divine feminine right here, right in that goddess pose. So this is really also about all the phases of you. Full, true, wholehearted acceptance of self is ultimately what leads you to inner discovery, right? And it's about where you are honoring all sides of you, all stages of you, all ages of you, you know? Every element of it holds value and should be honored and loved, for it always births out wisdom and learning, both the good times and the hard times. They all created you to becoming whom you are. And anywhere that you're holding on to any element that is not loving of all stages of self, then go back to those stages and those timelines in your life and pour love into it. Allow yourself to wholeheartedly love you in all phases, all moments, all parts of your journey, because all of it is what has created the miraculous, unique you that stands today. So yeah, collective, I think it's a really beautiful transformation that you're exploring right now. And your fears are not necessary, because with the time card being in your fears, as you know, there's nothing to be afraid of. You know, for some reason, humanity is trained to fear feelings, right? To not feel. Like so many people push down their feelings, they suppress them, and that's okay. We're kind of, unfortunately, taught that sometimes, is to shove the feelings aside and just move forward. But the thing is we're feeling beings. Like, it's okay to not be okay, but you have to feel it to move through it and let it go, so you're not carrying it, right? So this is what don't need to fear your feelings. You don't need to be afraid of parts of you that you wish you could have changed. You just need to face it to learn from it. And that's how you take accountability, right? Sorry, I had to turn off my tea kettle. So this is the thing, collective, is we're going to just see what Spirit has to say, what advice comes through for time, and in your fears there, because as you know, you're perfectly on time and there's nothing to fear. You're facing the self, and that's admirable. That's needed, actually, and that will birth your success. That's where your success is going. All right, Spirit, please give the collective best and highest advice on time in regards to fears. Thank you, Spirit, best and highest advice. There we go. Sunlight just poured in again. Best and highest advice for time. Thank you, Spirit. Whoa. Okay. This is a lot. So we will go like this. Oh my gosh. Wow, okay. All right. So collective, massive amount dropped out for you. So in regards to fears, this is your advice on how to overcome the fears. So your cards were Rest, Four of Swords, Pain with the Three of Swords. You got Ace of Pentacles, you got Two of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Chariot, the Lovers, the Tower, and the Sun. Or sorry, the Moon. Wow, so this will be quite the spread. First and foremost, collective, with Rest. This is about where You know, you've held a lot of fear and anxiety and stress. So you've clearly felt immensely overwhelmed, or like you couldn't express yourself or be heard. And you didn't feel like your voice was able to carry or be honored the way that your self-expression wanted to be honored. So for some reason, you kind of probably got quite stuck in your head, and you most likely went through a lot of transformation this year. So a lot of shedding of the old elements, things that you really had to surrender to, things that you had to learn from. And so because of this deep shadow work, collective, I think you felt quite mentally overloaded and overwhelmed, and you may have needed like a lot of quiet and solitude and alone time to really move through your emotions and process everything. And I think that meditation and regrounding and healing was necessary for you because you were going through so much in your inner being's work. And perhaps that's why you feel this fear around time. And Spirit is saying healing has no timeline, and we are always learning and growing every day. We never stop learning and growing. That's a good marker, that's a good sign. That's what nature teaches you. Nature teaches us that if you're not growing, you're dying. So it's good that you're growing. It's good that you're re-emerging, and Spirit is saying you've done the work, you're good, you've passed that, you're past that now. Just because you're not fully full yet doesn't mean you're not capable to shine your light. You're able to shine your light while you still strengthen. Yes, absolutely. You're whole already enough. You've already transformed enough. So allow yourself to just re-embrace the joy and shine that light out, because that's where your transformation will accelerate anyways. The more you birth into your joy, your authenticity, realigning with what you really love and desire, that is where you shift. That is where the marker of change births out. So this collective is amazing. What your fears are really telling you is that you don't have to fear going through this pain forever. You're not there forever, and you're not stuck. And you've already transformed a lot of it because you've already acknowledged a lot of it. You've already had a lot of it already happen. It's a part of the past. Sure, you're still healing, but it's past now. You are now whole as your present self currently. And you're moving forward for your highest and best good so that you can show up for the world in the highest and best good. Be that marker of change and obtain that far reach, that expansiveness. So yeah, what your fears are really telling you, collective, is reground yourself and just know that this is behind you. Yes, you've had a lot of fears that you've had to face, but you faced them. And you still have your golden sword. You know, you can rest easy now because you're understanding that truly there is nothing to fear, because the higher aspects of you are reminding you of your divinity. They're reminding you of the miraculous life that is ahead of you. And it's allowing you to refocus your energy and your attention back onto that which gives back to you, that which brings you joy, that which celebrates you and values your worth, that which you feel calm and honored and safe in. This is a huge transformation, collective, because Three of Swords was after that as well, that you got. Now, Three of Swords is heartbreak, right? So, I mean, it really connects in here. I'm going to take these two together because what you've had to kind of face is a lot of emotional release. So it could have been the loss of a relationship or something that you are really connected and close to. So long-term, deep soul bond. Because it's about feeling lonely and in separation, heartache, right? Three of Swords is major heartache. That's a broken heart, for sure. However, you've also understood that, okay, you're healing, your heart is healing, and because your heart is so open, because you are so loving, you can feel so much when it becomes broken. But that also shows the beauty of your heart, right? It shows that you loved. Otherwise, if you didn't love, you wouldn't be heartbroken. So I think the other element that your fear is telling you is trust, and don't close off your heart forever. It's healing, yes, but your heart will reopen, and there is more love to be received. I mean, you deserve love. You are lovable, you know, and you're a loving soul, and you deserve to receive as you give out, right? So love will return again in many forms, in reconciliations and healings of relationships, or strengthening with friends and family, and inner honor as well, inner self-love, and also romantic love. You know, this is where your fears are trying to remind you that keep your heart open. Don't be fearful of heartbreak. You know, don't remain closed because you have gone through heartbreak. It's about just understanding that sometimes the most loving thing we can do is just honor what needs to fall away, and honor that, yes, you need time to heal and regenerate inner love. And once inner love is developed, then you reopen that beautiful heart and allow a whole love to come in, because when you're whole in yourself, you attract the same. So there's nothing to fear here, collective, because your broken heart leads to self-love, and self-love leads to reopening the heart and obtaining true love, right? Very nice. So what else came in was really amazing cards. I'm going to kind of read all three of these together, this beautiful green. You got prosperity, balance, and abundance, collective. Ace of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles. So what I see here, first and foremost, is prosperity. This is all about new beginnings, right? It's all about receiving wish fulfillment. Everything that you've kind of dreamed or wished for is happening. It's kind of like miracle season. Because this is all about stability, abundance, and growth. This is generational wealth, but it's independent wealth. Like, you created this. You are, because you're stepping into your authenticity, into your magic, into whom you really are, it births this Ace of Pentacles. Because it's about security and material gain and being really vibrant in whom you are, which births success. And it's about physical health, right, as well. So you may find that you have major openings of abundance and opportunities around you, but you also find that your own body, your own being is beginning to heal and become healthier, just naturally. And so that's very fascinating, really interesting. You are healing and you're stable and you're completely at peace. You know, you need no one, no thing, but you can also kind of connect with other things or connect with other people whenever you feel. So it's very much like a win-win, for sure. You also got the Two of Pentacles, you know, like you're remaining balanced and trusting your intuition. You're able to kind of keep it together and keep striving forth regardless of what's thrown at you, what's going on around you. Like, you're able to hold the equanimity, the autonomy of your own energy. Because this is about juggling and multitasking, right? So you may also feel like you have many tasks. Fears are also telling you there's nothing to fear, just like Ace of Pentacles, because you are now receiving an overpouring of celebratory energy regarding your authenticity and your gifts. You may find that there's many, many layers to being an entrepreneur that you're juggling, but you are doing it and you're meeting the challenge with grace. So the fears are telling you there's nothing to fear here. Like, you do not need to worry, because not only will the right connections and collaborations come in that will meet the needs that you hold, wherever you feel like, oh, maybe I need assistance in marketing, the right person for marketing will come in. Or, oh, I need to understand this technical element, the right person will come in, or the right program will come in. Before you know it, you will not only obtain the knowledge, because you have the Ace of Pentacles as well, but you will be able to juggle it all and master it all. You'll become the master of it. And so there's nothing to fear, and just trust. And what the Spirit is also telling you, collective, is follow your intuition, because you'll find that you're skillful and you're able to be stable amongst change, and you have excellent time management. It's about finding your balance and knowing that once you come back into rhythm and balance, write a list, set your goals, and really get focused, you have guaranteed prosperity and success. Guaranteed. Like, it's all there, boom, 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 boom. Because also Ace of Pentacles is your outcome. You become the Queen of Pentacles. You are able to not only receive financially way more than you had possibly even expected or even could have guessed would come in. It's all about your sensuality and your creativity being the birthplace of your wealth. This is like true alignment with your passions and your natural aspirations and gifts. You are just literally flowing with life, and you're brave, because your hopes are this wish fulfillment of expansion. That means global, right? That means, or many, many places. It can be whatever that is for you, right? But this is really honestly someone who is concerned with the welfare of others. So you're a healer, you're an earth angel, a light worker, very much in the spiritual, gifted, healing realms. Wisdom, sharing spiritual wisdom from the heart through gifts of, so very entrepreneurial energy. Yeah, very nice. So major, major abundance. You also have the Hierophant, so this is about choosing untraditional pathways, which I feel this is quite evident for the collective I'm speaking to, because it's non-traditional to step out of a 9-to-5, which you have. It's non-traditional to work all around the world, which you may be. It is non-traditional to step into a spiritual way of working, which you are. So this is where you are truly overcoming all your fears. And by overcoming your fears, you're coming back into the wholeness of whom you are. So it's very twofold in the essence of what you're receiving, collective, with your willingness to do the inner work. Because not only are you receiving a higher view and a spiritual upgrade, but you're also aligning and feeling, all of your work in true alignment and abundance with what you want to do, what holds meaning and value to you in the world. What life do you want to live? What do you want to do with this life? And you've become the leader of your life again. Because the Hierophant is going against the conventional grain. Well, of course you are, because that is your uniqueness. That's where you stand out, right? Yeah. This is, I choose which traditions I embrace and how I do it. Exactly. So you're becoming the leader. You're becoming a voice for others, actually, a guide. The Chariot, no obstacle will stop me now. Exactly. Fast forward movement. So this is quick. You'll find the opportunities pour in. The more you face all these fears and honor them for as they've been coming through to teach you through this message, the more you do exactly everything that was told to you, the quicker that your abundance pours in. Yeah, you're meant for quick and fast abundance, and also miracles and gifts coming in. You also got the Lovers, divine unions, soul alignments, not only with the inner relationship, which I believe will come first because of the pain, the relationship you let go of, as we spoke about, right? This is about divine union of self. This is about inner love and also respectful and balanced relationships around you. And new partnerships coming in when you're ready, right? I feel like once you've come into wholeness of your gifts, which means coming into wholeness of yourself, you'll naturally have that inner self-love, and then thus this Lover's card. So that possibility of a new relationship for the singles out there as well. Very nice. But that can also be partnerships, business partnerships, relationships in friendships, just closer ties with families and those who you love. You also got the Tower, but this is a good Tower. This means everything has been a death and rebirth, and you've let it go of a lot. You've surrendered to the storms you needed to surrender to this year. You've done the work, you've done the shadow work. You are also acknowledging the fears element here and transforming it, because you're understanding the moon as well. Major Arcana comes in. So this is my path. It may not be clear, but my intuition lights the way, one step at a time. Exactly. So you're not only obtaining the higher view, collective, but you're understanding that when you trust your intuition, you allow yourself to sense and see through the dark. And it's lit by the moon. And this is about your dreams coming true and becoming realized. This means trusting the self. This is where you are able to overcome fears and anxieties they've let go. So past conditioning no longer affects your current, present way of being. This is honestly where you've transcended, you've released fear. You have unwavering, self-composure and discipline, and the sight, true sight to see beyond what the physical eyes can see. Yeah, very intuitively led. We'll look at stretch now. So your hopes to be expansive, seen, acknowledged, wish fulfillment, just abundance. You just want happiness in your life, honestly. You just want peace, happiness. You don't want to suffer or struggle. You want to be able to help those you love. Those are all good things. Help the community, help the earth. Do something of meaning. And you are, right? Yeah, wow. You got 10 of Swords in reverse. Very nice. And you got the Magician. Amazing. And the 3 of Wands. So first and foremost, hopes. First, you've got the 10 of Swords in reverse, which is really good. That means you found your stability again and your grounding. And that was evident when we spoke about earlier through the fear line that there was that relationship, right? So for some of you. So in this grounding, it's about you having kind of released the past with a lot of grace and maturity and understanding for what it's taught you, how it's grown you, how it's allowed you to reattain the sight of your deserving and your worth and your value, basically. Because this is all about pulling yourself together and learning from the past, right? You know, overcoming hardships and fears. So there's a lot of transformation work you've done, honestly, collective. So in your hopes, it's like you just hope that now you're able to retain this higher way of being that is loving, that is understanding. And the thing is, Spirit is saying, you know, you are already acting in such a beautiful and graceful way, really being able to acknowledge where you would like to change in your life, where you can shift in yourself, and also allowing yourself to take a chance on you. You're allowing yourself to recognize inner self-care, nurture, worth. You're knowing that, you know, you're sacred. Your body is a temple. You deserve the utmost, and you especially need to first give that to the self. Self-care is certainly not selfish. In fact, it's necessary, it's honoring, it's loving. So Spirit is saying, like, your hopes are coming to fruition. You will not have to worry because you were able to overcome already so much with such a graceful understanding and wise approach to know that you've learned from the past. It's been a part of your strength, your resilience. Because of that, you will reattain that domino effect of a higher view through everything that you face in the future. So obstacles and challenges you face in the future, you'll be able to move through them and discern through them in a higher way. And thus you will elevate in whom you are because of it. You're choosing the higher way, the more honoring way and loving way to move through obstacles and challenges in your life. And you also in hopes got the Magician. So this is about, I have all the resources I need, inner and outer. Exactly. The Magician's amazing. This is where you're stepping into your magic. You're a master manifester. This is about your power and your manifestation skills. This is about magic. Like, you are creating miracles for yourself in your life because you are actually being honest with what you want and leaping for it. You're just going for it. And that's very brave. You're like, you know what? I choose a life of joy. So I'm going to go and do more that brings me joy. And I'm like, yes, do that. Please do. Because this is wonderful. This is about having the gift of creative visualization and manifesting your desires and your dreams. This is dreams come true. Utilizing your talents and your gifts for the better. And then also with Three of Wands, this is you're traveling. Yeah, it's very much new horizons. So this stretch with your hopes, you really are going to new lands. With the foresight here, it's like moving abroad, foreign land, forward planning, forward movement, being really self-confident, self-assured, and strength, self-belief, and freedom. Like, you're going to find major success, and you are expansive. You were meant to be expansive. You were meant to have a far reach. And yeah, it's amazing with all this air energy. And she's like a tree of wealth, of knowledge, vitality, wisdom. You're sharing that, and these leaves blowing, you're going to share it as gifts for others for the future to come. Pouring it outwards. Yeah, very nice. It's like your wisdom is needed, and it will have a far reach, and it'll be respected, and it will be done around the world. And so this is so beautiful, because this is really where your hard work is paying off. You're experiencing life for you. You're allowing yourself to just shine bright and receive the wealth that you so greatly deserve. Like, my gosh, you are so deserving of this. So I'll end it there. I mean, this was quite a long and beautiful reading with hopes and fears. Collective, clearly, you know, your hopes and wishes are coming true. There's clearly nothing to fear, and you've been facing those fears. You should be immensely proud. This transformation for the better is ultimately having such a resonance for the collective, and it's needed in the world. So if you found this reading, if you made it this far, just comment some hearts below and claim this message. And I'm just sending you so much light and love. Cheers.